Hi, welcome to Tache Papers. I'm Tina, and before I begin, I would just like to say that all of these items are for my own personal use, and I am not making any recommendations for anyone. So last night, I was going to bring you all along as I finished up putting the alcohol extraction into the bottles and putting labels on. I made labels last night. I was going to show you guys how I did all that. And honestly, it took a lot longer than I had anticipated to set up the camera, set up all the items here, and then when I filmed, I ran out of space on my camera. So, yeah, by that point, it was late and I was tired. And here we are. Um, so, as I was straining these, I used this mesh micron bag bought on Amazon. I believe it came in a pack of two, and it's about 12 by 12 ish, I would say. Let me look here real quick. Uh, yeah, it's about 12 by 10. So, anyways, it's a micron mesh bag known as an oat bag or a nut bag that you could make nut milk or oat milk in, and nothing will get through except the liquid. And that's what I use to strain everything because I don't want bits and particles in my tincture. So these are alcohol extractions I did. Some of them are mushroom extractions, some of them are plant extractions, and some of, yeah, plant. Okay. All right. Yeah, plant extraction. Um, we can begin with the ghost pipe. Very interesting. This is a plant. It's called ghost pipes, otherwise known as Monotropa uniflora, and it it will stain. As you can see, the top of the lid here is a dark purple color. That's the reason for the glove here. And this is what it's like after it has been sitting in alcohol and been strained and put back in here, which I'm saving for a dual extraction. That's a little leaf coming off. Not a leaf, but like a petal of it. You see that? Can't really explain what they're called because I don't know. This is the top of the flower. Uh, and that's looking down on it. Can you see that? Okay. It's very wet from the alcohol. I am saving all of these in the jars, the byproducts for a dual extraction of hot water, so we can pull the beta glucans out of it. As it is right now, with the alcohol extraction, we were able to pull the terpenes out, pull the flavonoids, and the steranols. So that's a great start. Um, but a dual extraction with hot water next will be very beneficial as well. So two of these were from the second harvest that was bottled on 12/30/2020. I did use 80% alcohol, so we have a 40 proof ghost pipes. 8 ounces, 2 bottles of that from the second harvest. And the first harvest, I did have 2 full bottles from the end of September when it was bottled. These sat for at least 12 weeks on the first batch, and I have to say that the second batch sat for uh, quite a bit longer. Yes. I was very busy with my channel and being new and attache papers and junk journaling and making Christmas journals and all that kind of thing. Excuse me while I take a sip of my coffee here. So some things have taken a back seat, but I did want to let you all know that one, attache papers is not all about junk journals. It will be about a lot of different things. One of them being wildcrafting, which I love to do, hiking, um, and just bottling things like this, making tinctures and talking to you all, letting you know what's going on with stuff like this. All right, the next one I want to talk about is reishi, and this is the byproduct of it. When it's harvested, I get it, I bring it home immediately, I slice it with a steak knife on a cutting board while it's still very soft into about anywhere from 1/8 to a 1/4 inch thick slices. And the reason this is so soft and pliable right now is like a sponge. It's a polypore mushroom. This is the bottom, this is the top, this is a side view of it. And it's so soft because it's so full of alcohol. Can you see that? It just soaks it up. Okay, in there, reishi, also known as Ganoderma tsugae. This one comes from a hemlock tree, which we have a hemlock forest here in my area, Northeast Ohio. This is what it looks like after it's been dried in the sun. So I do pay attention to the weather when I'm drying because we don't want moisture in any of these. That crunch that you hear, that's what I'm looking for when I dry these products in the sun. And the sun does give off vitamin D, which the mushrooms will absorb, which, will be good for me as well. In this form, I could process it like this. I could do a hot water extraction. I could make a tea. Just take a couple little chunks out, boil it in a couple cups of water, and let it steep for about 20 minutes and get a lot of medicinal properties out of it. Very beneficial. Moving along to the next item that I want to talk to you all about, which will be the chaga. So the chaga here, I got a small amount of it this year because I found it during the spring, went back late summer, took a small piece of it off of a birch tree because it was not dormant. The birch tree was not dormant. So I only took a small piece off of the chaga to start a tincture of the chaga. And I'm planning a hike soon coming up here with my friend. Her and I will be going out and harvesting the rest of it since the tree is dormant now. Like I said, it's found on a birch tree. And I just bottled this one yesterday. I will be making a hot water extraction from this as well. Now, turkey tail, also known as Trametes versicolor, it looks like this. Very beautiful, dried. I find this all the time, different times of the year, all 4 seasons. All of these mushrooms that we talk about here are found on decaying trees that are dying or dead already. So this is what it's like after it's dried in the sun. And you can see the bottom where the pores are is very white like paper. This is the bark of the tree that it was on. Beautiful. And it does have a velvet feel to it. It's still very velvety. The top, very velvety. And the bottom, like I said, is the white part here where the pores are. These are quite papery, like paper. Kind of neat. I love turkey tail. I love finding it. It's so beautiful. And I love finding all of them, to tell you the truth. This is what it's like in the alcohol. Still real soft and just beautiful. See? Okay. And as it soaks up the alcohol, and it looks like it appears that the bottom side is not so white anymore. So that's surprising, I suppose. And maybe it's like, see that? It's kind of a tan color now. Okay. Now that's a big jar of turkey tail. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. And the next one we will talk about, and the last one, will be the black walnut hull, which is a tree, and it is full of iodine. It's great for wounds, injuries, open cuts. It's antiseptic, antimicrobial, antibacterial. So this is the skin of the black walnut, which is green when it first falls off of the tree in my area. I have them everywhere, and the inside of it is a black walnut. And this is the outside, the hull, which I peeled when it was still green and started in the vodka for a tincture. So I think that about covers everything. Thank you all for joining me, and look for some upcoming videos on maybe a hike this winter really soon to harvest some more chaga, and who knows what else. I have these new, not so new, but